Good morning and welcome to Daybreak. I'm Deb Uren, the president of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce, here today with Joe Frost, the DDA director for downtown Oxford. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. The
Awesome.
weather could be better.
It could be better, but it's at least spring.
Yeah, yes. We keep saying that.
Right.
May is just around the corner,
It is.
so it'll be good. It'll be good. I'd like to start off today with just some of the upcoming events for the Oxford Chamber. We had the Mix and Mingle at the American Legion, Post 108, out on Drainer Road. That was on Thursday, April 28th, from 5 to 7. Our mixers have been really bringing in a lot of folks. A lot of networking has taken place. And it's always fun to just get together and be yourself, you know? You just stand around, you talk, you have a drink, or, you know, just to talk and meet new people.
Network a little bit. And,
Network,
get
talk
out there.
about your business, and then just have a good time. So if you haven't been out to the American Legion, please take time to do so. They've got a beautiful, beautiful museum out there with all of the uniforms from past wars. And the history out there, it will take you a couple of hours minimum to just go through and read everything that they have out there. So we were really very thrilled to be able to have our mixer there this time in April. The next mixer is going to be at Boulder Point, and that one will be on the last Thursday of May, and that one's going to be out on the veranda. So weather permitting, of course, but that's going to be very nice. So that will be the last Thursday of May. And our Coffee Connect for May is the first Tuesday, so that's going to be on May 3rd, and that's going to be at Oxford Bank. If you didn't realize this, we change every venue just to make it so that we're promoting new businesses around the town that people may not have ever entered into.
Showcase that business and kind of spread the wealth of coffee. if you will.
Exactly. And at our last mixer, we had coffee from Evergreens, and just fabulous coffee and donuts and such. So we have a lot of great places around here in town. So next Coffee Connect, Oxford Bank, May 3rd from 8 to 9. So the Chamber's next big event is going to be our first annual golf luncheon. And that is going to be held at Oxford Hills Golf Club. And it will be on Friday, June 24th. And it's going to be starting at 9:30, going till around 12:30. It includes 9 holes of golf, lunch, and we're going to have a guest speaker. If you're not a golfer, you don't have to golf.
That's going to be my question.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That's why we're including it in a luncheon, and it is only 9 holes. So the cost on that is $25 if you just wanted the lunch, or $55 per chamber member to get the 9 holes of golf. You get a golf cart included, the lunch, a gift bag, and the great golfing networking opportunity. So once again, that is going to be on, let's see here, Debbie. June 24th, Friday, from 9:30 to 12:30. So come on down and join us and have a lot of fun. It's always fun to go golfing, and even if you don't golf, you know,
You can
still try it, and that's the best way. I did that many years ago. That's how I got started. So that's our next big outing. I'd like to welcome some of our new members that have joined the Chamber. The Yo Club, which is located out in the Legacy Center. We have Brunkhorst Brothers Lawn and Landscape, LLC. They are located in Lake Orion, and it's Trevor Brunkhorst who is the owner. Then we have Sullivan's Law Office with Elena Sullivan, and she's located right here in Oxford. And Falcon Lawn Sprinkler Incorporated. They're on Seymour Lake Road in Oxford. So we continue to get new members, and we thank you all for the business memberships that are renewing. Our chamber membership is just growing and growing. So with that being said, I'd like to just share some other things that are going on around town. Mother's Day brunch out at Boulder Point. That's going to be on Sunday, May 8th. And they're going to have breakfast and lunch selections. Adults are $29.95 and youth is $15.95. But you do have to call for reservations, and that would be 248-969-1500. Then at Evergreen's Coffee and Bake Shop on May 1st, which is a Sunday, they're going to be hosting a free vendors expo. This is going to be a great way of home-based businesses. If you have something that you want to be able to showcase, you'll be able to set up a booth there. And they're located at 33 Pleasant Street. And if you haven't been to Evergreen's Coffee and Bake Shop, they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
They have luncheons there. And I read recently that they had a bridal shower there. So
That's right.
that was...
And if you're not familiar with 33 Pleasant, that's the Merge Art Studio. So the former location of Idlewild Coffee.
So the Salvage Sisters Boutique, they're going to be putting on the Vintage Gypsy Garden Market. And that's going to be held right in Centennial Park on Saturday, May 14th from 10 to 5 p.m. They had this function last year and they had a very good time.
Very successful.
Very
Yeah.
successful. So that's just something that, brings more people into the village of Oxford. Love it, love it. Goddard School Prom. Goddard School is our children's preschool, and this is going to be a preschool prom. This is going to be the first time that they're doing this, and it is going to be on Sunday, May 22nd, from 5 to 7. It's going to be $10 per family to dance, play games, get professional photos, and more. They are looking for volunteers to help out. You can donate your time for cleaning up, chaperoning, being a greeter, but to see all these little kids with their parents,
Preschoolers
dressed up for their prom.
It's gonna be
This
adorable.
is going to be sweet.
Yeah.
I, of course, will be one of the volunteers.
There you go.
So, but please give Angela Logan a call if you are wanting to donate your time to volunteer. And Angela's number is 248-628-6268. Once again, that's at Goddard School on May 22nd from 5 to 7. Other things that we have going on. There is a quilt show, miracle quilt show going on for our wounded troops, and that's going to be at Independence Village on Saturday, June 11th, and that's free admission from 12 to 3. So with that, I'm going to take a break, and we'll see you in a few.
Sounds good.
Hello, I'm Dawn Medici, and this is Jeff Kines. We're with Oxford Township Parks and Recreation, and we're out at Oakwood Lake Township Park today. I'd like to share with you some of the upcoming dates to mark your calendars. This April 8th, the Spring Summer brochure will be mailed to all Village and all Oxford Village and Township residents. Please take a look at that because we're having some great events and programs for you for the spring and the summer. A couple of things to check out is we are partnering with Aqua Swim Club this year and offering their aquatic programs through Parks and Recreation, so you can give us a call and we can get you registered for aquatics. Our Fun in the Sun camp registration will start on Monday, April the 18th, so please look for that in the brochure and check out the dates that you want to register your kids for summer camp. In addition, our seniors are playing bingo on Wednesdays and Fridays at the community center and the village offices. So come on out and play some bingo with the seniors. They love for you to join them. And last, the Snowman and Me contest is coming to a close. We have had a few photos submitted, so please stop in Parks and Recreation and take a look at those photos that residents have submitted and vote on your favorites so that they will, the winner will be on the cover of the winter brochure at the end of this year. So please come on in and check those out and vote. Jeff?
Hi, we've got some exciting news. This year we're going to be putting in 18-hole disc golf. This will be where the 18th hole is roughly going to be. This is going to be a process through the spring and summer. It should take us 3 to 4 months to get it completed. It will be a tough course because it's going to be through the woods. Not a lot of open holes, but it'll be fun. It'll be a good way to get out, enjoy the park. So that's coming. A couple other features of the park. We have 2 lakes here, multiple trails that you can walk. Mountain bike, no motor vehicles, walk your dogs, a lot of things to do out here in the park. You'll see every kind of wildlife there is in the area in this park. We're back at Oakwood Lake Township Park again. We're on the east end of the park. Just give you a little update as to what you see behind us. We came in here this winter and we cleared out everything around the lake, behind the lake, and what we want to do is open this area up, possibly picnic area, some tables, a nice place to come out and spend the afternoon and look around.
Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Deb Uren, the president of the Oxford Chamber of Commerce. Once again here with Joe Frost, our director from the DDA. Well, Joe, what's going on with the DDA lately?
Well, a little bit of everything, but I do want to talk about something that the Chamber Director, Nicole Sturrett, and I participated in a couple weeks ago now. The Michigan Downtown Association, which is the statewide downtown advocate organization, they put on workshops a couple times a year. They do an annual conference, but Nicole and I went on April 15th to downtown Plymouth to participate in their spring workshop. And the title of the workshop was called The Many Hats of a Downtown Executive.
Wow.
And it was really interesting, and there were people from all over the state there, chamber directors, mostly DDA and Main Street directors, some elected officials, some committee members, and people who are interested in downtown sort of stuff. And some folks may be wondering, what does the chamber have anything to do with this? Well, our missions are very similar. And for those of you who don't know, the Chamber is obviously a membership-driven organization, whereas the DDA is a taxpayer-driven organization.
Correct.
So we're doing a lot of the same things, but a slightly different approach. And so Nicole and I, even though we are in different roles, we do wear a lot of the same hats.
Yes,
and
you do.
We sit on a lot of the same committees, and we're working with a lot of the same events and promotions and things like that. So the two of us went, and it was an incredible learning opportunity to see all the different things that are part of our jobs, and incredible, ongoing education experience. I'm all about education, learn as much as we can, and so it was great for the two of us to partner up and attend. So got both of us out there, we're talking to other communities and learning some of the best practices of the do's and don'ts and what has worked, what hasn't. And one of the highlights of the event was a presentation from the DDA director in Emily City, and she described the partnership between the Emily City DDA and the Emily City Chamber of Commerce. And of course, we kind of perked up because we're sitting next to each other in the same roles, and we thought, we're going to have a meeting and kind of debrief and figure out where we go from here. So what they did in Emily City was a partnership between the two organizations to do cross-promotional advertising for the businesses and for the downtown and for the community as a whole. And so coming up in the next few weeks or so, Nicole and I are going to take a field trip up to Emily City. We're going to sit down with the DDA folks and the chamber folks up there and just get the backstory.
Wonderful.
Learn as much as we can.
And everything that we can learn really helps our community.
That's right.
And to know that we have two fantastic directors in our community with Joe from the DDA and Nicole from the Chamber. We are really and truly blessed. I mean, the two of you are working together like such a team, and to be wanting to go that extra step all the time. These guys are truly working and trying to build our community up even more than it already is.
Just taking it to the next level. And that's really the key of the Main Street approach. The DDA operates on the Main Street approach, is building that community capacity and building the partnerships, because we can't do it alone.
No.
Chamber can't do it alone, the DDA can't do it alone. all of these other entities in the community can't do it alone. So we partner with organizations like OCTV, we partner with the Chamber, we partner with the village, we partner with the township at times,
Sure.
and it all kind of works together and keeps the gears going. So there are some things, I'll admit, that as a downtown director, the many hats of a downtown executive, there were hats that I wasn't even thinking of quite yet. Things like parking. That's a hat, if you will. Obviously the marketing and the events, the downtown development and infrastructure on the DDA side of things. But there were some things that I took, I think, 4 pages of notes the whole day. Because there's so much information to absorb, and sitting in a room full of people who have been DDA directors, for years.
Yes.
And so to be able to network with them and to be able to interact and really, like I said, get a best practice approach was an incredible opportunity. My interest is in historic preservation, obviously, and that's my background. And so, learning some of the things that other communities are doing and that we can adopt here, it was, it's key. And I think, like you said, it's about working together and building relationships.
Exactly.
We're moving in the right direction.
Absolutely, without a doubt, without a doubt. You can see the changes in our downtown. You can see storefronts are wanting to share with the community. They're updating their storefronts and such. People are walking around town. Things are going to be coming up, like with the concerts in the park that we'll talk about in a little bit. That brings more people into town, and we're so proud of Oxford that we want to be able to have it be the go-to place. There's so much that we can do here that we are already doing and we still want to do.
That's right.
So by taking on these challenges of going to these workshops, when Nicole brought it up at our board meeting, it was like a hands down, yes, of course, we want you to go.
That's cool.
And going together as a team just works out so well.
Yeah, it was enjoyable, and we certainly learned a lot. We certainly have a lot to learn too. But these opportunities are great experiences to
absolutely,
move forward.
yes.
And speaking of which, I don't have the results quite yet because it's tonight, the night we're filming, and I know our viewers won't see this until next week, but April 28th, Main Street, Oakland County, we're, like I said, a Main Street community. Our DDA operates on that Main Street approach. We are attending their awards night. They call it the main event. The theme is 80s tonight. I've opted for more of a suit than an 80s costume, but it's an older kind of vintage more looking suit, so we'll maybe get away with that. But the main event is an annual event that Main Street, Oakland County puts on to recognize not only Main Street communities that are making a difference, but a broad spectrum of award categories. And this year, our very own Sullivan's Public House, owned by Jerry and Jamie Kremen, have been nominated for Main Street Business of the Year. So out of all of the 22 Main Street Oakland County communities in all of Oakland County, our public house, Sullivan's, has been nominated for that prestigious award. So
that's great.
We won't know the results until later this afternoon, this evening. And I'm told that we're up for another award, but I don't know what category that is in. So stay tuned. Next time you see us, I'll have more information about that. It's it's down in Royal Oak at the Royal Oak Music Theater. Oakland County puts on this whole main event. I mean, it's kind of like they roll out the red carpet for all the Main Street communities. We highlight economic development, historic preservation, and volunteers, and I'm really looking forward to the experience tonight. And
Oakland County
we'll know
is
more.
so huge.
They are.
And to know that there's 22 different communities.
22 Main Street communities.
That is fantastic.
Yeah. And the resources are there. That's the great thing about having Main Street Oakland County is that they're a resource for historic preservation and development, et cetera. And so we can reach out to them. Not only do they recognize the communities who are doing good work, but they're a tool and a resource to help us along the way.
Exactly. Well, let's wish you good luck.
Thank you.
With that, we'll take a break and be back in just a few. Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Debbie Uren with the Oxford Chamber of Commerce. I am the president, here with Joe Frost, our DDA director for downtown Oxford. So we left off with the awards.
That's right, the
That's
awards
taking
night.
place
Yep.
tonight. And now we'll talk about preservation of
That's
downtown.
right. Well, you know, Main Street is, again, I keep saying that's the approach we follow, but a core tenet of Main Street is historic preservation. And of the DDA legislation that lets DDAs even exist, is to enhance our historic character and our historic fabric in our downtowns. And so May every year is National Historic Preservation Month. And this is a program of the National Trust for Historic Preservation. And so we decided to put together a little bit of a program to recognize Preservation Month.
Wow.
And so on May 18th at the Oxford Public Library, our very own Joe Frost,
Yes, we know you.
is going to be giving a talk entitled "This Place Matters: Preservation in Downtown Oxford."
Wow.
And this is an overview of historic preservation in general, because a lot of folks, when I say historic preservation, what does that really mean? You know, and there's a lot of misconceptions out there about preservation, and there's a lot of things that people just don't know, and that's okay. But I want to talk about preservation in general, our local facade grant program. So the DDA offers a facade grant program for our historic properties to spruce them up, to enhance the architectural and historic character of those buildings and storefronts. And then I want to talk about, as part of the talk, the Main Street approach to downtown development kind of as a whole. So that's Wednesday, May 18th at 6 p.m. At the Oxford Public Library. And you can go to our Facebook page, Downtown Oxford, and there's a link on there to Eventbrite. Eventbrite's a service for RSVPing and things like that. There's no limit on how many can attend, but we want to have a fair idea so we can let the library know how many seats we need and so forth. So it should only take about an hour, maybe a little more than that.
That'll
with
be
questions.
extremely interesting, Joe.
I'm very excited to give this presentation. You know, as many of you know, my background is in historic preservation advocacy. I worked for Indiana Landmarks, advocating for historic buildings there, and went to graduate school for historic preservation. So, you know, my master's degree is in historic preservation. Who would have ever thought you could get a master's degree in historic buildings?
See how lucky we are, how lucky Oxford is to have someone like Joe be in this position. It's only going to help enhance our whole downtown
And
area.
historic preservation is really a tool for economic development.
Yes.
You know, keeping what we have, enhancing what we have, and really the aesthetics of downtown can be improved by it. So, and speaking of downtown and beyond May, we're coming up quick to June, and I want to remind everybody of the Concerts in the Park series. It starts June 16th with the band called Randy Brock. They do rock, jazz, and blues. And then it runs 11 weeks, all the way through October, right? I'm reading it backwards here. August 25th. August 25th is the last evening. Not only is it a concert, concerts start at 7, but at 6, from 6 to 7, there's an open mic category, if you will. So if you have a guitar or some sort of other musical ability, please show up, participate in that. Matthew Long from the Oxford School of Music is a huge help in all of this.
Yes.
And really, this whole event could not function without his efforts.
Exactly.
If we don't have an open mic person, he's usually up there playing some music too. So we are looking for some additional sponsors as well. So if you'd like to see your logo on this flyer on our website, please feel free to check out the sponsorship opportunities on our website, downtownoxford.org. There will also be, in the coming week or two, more information about Preservation Month on the website, some links to historic preservation articles and things like that, and an architectural hunt of downtown Oxford. So it's a sheet of paper with different details and features in downtown that are really cool historic architectural features. So you know, we've zoomed in on them, so the context is not really there. So you have to do some not hide and seek, I guess, scavenger hunt.
Scavenger hunt, yes.
And what you can do is write down the answers on this sheet. get it back to us via mail or email or however, and then what we want to do is put your name in for a drawing. The prize to be determined. All that information will be on our website. So
Fun.
but there's still some other stuff going on too that I know the Chamber's working on.
Yep,
Lone Ranger Fest is
The Lone
be here
Ranger
before we know it.
Festival, yes, the Oxford Lone Ranger Festival is coming up. That's going to be on Saturday, August 6th. And the parade is going to start at 11, I believe. And we have a number of parade entries already. But the night before, on Friday, August 5th, out at Indianwood Golf and Country Club, the President and Mrs. Abraham Lincoln are going to be there for a special dinner. This is going to be a dinner along with a silent auction. And the tickets are $60 a person, with the proceeds benefiting the Oxford Lone Ranger Parade and Festival. So if you need further details on that, Rod Charles is in charge. And if you would just give him a call at 248-371-9100. There is limited space for this dinner. But if you've ever been to Indianwood, you know their food is phenomenal. So my husband and I are definitely looking forward to this. The people that actually play the President and Mrs. Lincoln are really the spitting image of them.
Yeah, they are. They look almost exactly like them. It's almost kind of creepy.
Yeah, right. I do want to say that, but yes, it is. It's almost creepy, but it'll be a fun evening, and that'll be just a great way to start off.
Well, and this plays to the theme this year, which is public service, right?
Yes.
You know, and Lincoln and you know, his wife were great public servants of this country 150 years ago, and I think that just fits all together with the theme.
Couldn't be better.
Yeah.
Couldn't be better. Great theme for this year. Few other things that I'd like to just share with you. Regina Paul Salon is now officially going to be changing their name to Charm and Company Salon, with the owners of Kim and Scott Gibson. They are having a grand opening on Sunday, May 15th from 12 to 4. And they're going to have a celebration in the park at Centennial Park for a nonprofit organization called Embrace. The Embrace is a mission for children that are in high levels of suicide. And this is something that has been a big passion of Kim Gibson's for a long time now. She is having the fundraiser with the Battle of the Bands, which we've reached out to a number of bands, and there's going to be a number of bands that are going to be there, so it'll be just another kind of a segue into our concerts in the park. But it's going to be a fun day, and once again, that's going to be on Sunday, May 15th, from 12 to 4. So
and that's right in Centennial Park. So
right in Centennial Park.
Saturday of that weekend, you have the Vintage Gypsy Garden Market, and then the Sunday of that weekend, you have the Battle of the Bands. So you could plan to spend the whole weekend in downtown Oxford and do a lot
have
of
a
good.
grand time.
Have a great time.
Have a grand time. Well, it looks like we are
looks like we're out of time.
Just out of time. So thank you very much for joining us today, and we'll see you on the next episode of Daybreak.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.